כל הנביאים התנבאו לימות משיח. All the prophets give their prophecies for the end of days. אחרית הימים.
90% from the children of Mahallel Shabbat in America got intermarriage. What the Nazis did not succeed to do to us, we succeeding destroying ourselves. We lose close to a million Jews a year through assimilation intermarriage. Close to a million Jews a year. We're losing them. If you cut 20, some people traditional, they do what's convenient for them. If you cut 20% from religion, your son gonna cut another 20%. Third generation, they all go in. Who knows? We have life after life, and our Torah is true, and the only Torah is true. And there is hell, Gehinnom, and there is Gan Eden.
He said, if people understood, if they simply understood the fire of Gehinnom, not in the worst level, the seventh level that doesn't end. With Gemara Masechet Rosh Hashanah, page 17a, says that the Mashiach will come, the resurrection of the dead will happen, the world will end, but that Gehinnom will not end. That Gehinnom will not, that section of Gehinnom will never end. He's verse 1. If people just understood the magnitude of the fire in the first level, they would say, you know what, Hashem, don't give us any reward. Just don't take us there.
Shabbat, you must keep it strongly. A person drives Shabbat, hello, is not Jew almost. Why? The Shulchan Aruch, yes, Shulchan Aruch here. Shulchan Aruch say, if somebody drives Shabbat, you're not allowed to give him Aliyah Torah, to go to the Torah on Shabbat. There are 7 ones, he's not allowed to. It doesn't count. You cannot count him 10 for Minyan, for Kaddish, like a Goy. If somebody drives Shabbat, he touches a bottle of wine, becomes Taref like a Goy. You have to put it in the garbage. See what Halal Shabbat is. I want to tell you, what worse, to kill a Jew or to drive Shabbat? What's worse, do you think? To drive Shabbat is worse. I am Rabbi. I'll prove to you. Who knows we have 10 commandments? You know we have 10 commandments? 10 commandments. What the 6th commandment? 6th one. What the 6th one? Don't kill. Don't kill. What the 4th one? 4th. Not 6th. Don't drive Shabbat. By God, there is no difference, honey. A Nazi slaughter a Jew or drive Shabbat. The same 10 commandments. Don't fool yourself.
If you violate Shabbat, according to the Torah, in 12 places in the 5 books of Moses, according to the Shulchan Aruch, 7 places, according to the Zohar, according to every single book that was ever written by any major Chacham before this generation that wrote about Shabbat, every single one of them, if you violate Shabbat, you don't have a small punishment. You have the same punishment as Yehovah. You have the same punishment as the worst sinners that ever existed. Want to drive to Beit Knesset on Shabbat? You have a serious problem. והקדוש ברוך הוא אומר להם רשעים, כשאכלתם הגזל היה מתוק בפיכם, ועתה אין בכם כוח לאכול. And the Malachei HaSharet, it says Kadosh Baruch Hu, but really it's referring to Malachei HaSharet, the angels of God, are pushing this sand, glass in essence, sand, glass into their mouth, breaking their teeth, blood everywhere. They're stuffing their mouth beyond their control and then yelling at them, when you ate things that didn't belong to you, you had enjoyed it. Why don't you enjoy this? It's free. Why don't you enjoy this? Here. Why are you complaining? You're enjoying something that wasn't you. What were you enjoying? You ate something? You didn't say bracha? You ate an apple? You forgot to thank God? You ate a chulet on, like your head on Shabbat? You forgot to say Birkat Hamazon? To eat, you didn't forget. But to bless Hashem they gave you, you forgot. Oh, can I have the short version of Birkat Hamazon? Can I have the short version? To eat, you didn't have a short version. 3 hours you ate like your head. 3 hours you ate, you didn't have a short version. But to bless God they gave you, oh, I want a short version to bless Him.
comparing to the real life is zero. You hear? Now, what the purpose of these few seconds in this world? To accomplish mitzvot, this is the only thing you take with you to Olam Haba. You don't take your car with you, your wife with you, your house with you. You take nothing, only mitzvot, only. Now, in that world, after you die, can you do mitzvot or not? You cannot. Over there it's too late. You didn't do it here, finish, khalas. The level you live in this world, that level you stay with forever. Now, we should remember this concept. We should know, digest this idea that you're gonna die and leave this world. You're gonna come to a world you cannot do anything. No more mitzvah. God wants we give you a day, one day, all day, once in 7 days in a row, in rolling like to remember this. Shabbat, you're not allowed to create a new thing. Why? Because the Gemara saying Shabbat symbols is a sample of Gan Eden, of Olam Haba. Hazal saying, Gemara saying, Shabbat me'en Olam Haba. It's a piece, sample. You know what is a sample? Shabbat is a sample of Gan Eden. Like in Gan Eden, we cannot create two more mitzvot. Shabbat reminds you, one day I'm gonna die and not to be able to put tefillin. Now I can. I can go study, I can go pray, and that will, when you die and bury you, cover you, you cannot do mitzvot. That's why Shabbat is very important. It's a sign to remind you the purpose of your life, of the creation of the whole world. The purpose. If you don't know the purpose, what the whole world worth. You understand?
So if we do Teshuva as a nation, and I'm going to give you a secret and a side note, we don't need all the nation, we need a strong group. Can't make everybody do Teshuva, but we still need a very strong group. Then we have a clear prophecy that the redemption will come soft. And trust me, you should be praying every day, all day, that that's how it should come. But, chas v'shalom, if we don't do Teshuva, there is a prophecy in the book of Hosea, chapter 10, verse 8, that it says, Leharim naflu aleinu. The mountains are all going to fall on us. This is talking about a war that is going to be a destruction. This is not talking about a few men jumping with M16s. It's not going to be even soldiers. Talking about war of missiles, war of bombs, that everything is going to fall down and collapse and crumble.
The end of days. All the prophets spoke about the end of days. Believe it or not, we are already in these days. How many years we enter the tkufa, the time of Acharit Hayamim? The answer, more than 20 years already. We are already in Acharit Hayamim, more than 20 years already.
I've heard enough. New arrival screams, echoing through the hallway to know that this ain't good. Once they pass them through the infierno, they don't come back. It's enough to make you go crazy.
Do not think we fear you, Spirit. We know your power is born of evil. This is your last night in the land of the living. You understand me, malevolent demon?
cure you seek. Go within. Just know, once you cross that threshold, there is only one way out.
There was a rich family that lived here called the Hetheringtons, and unfortunately, their daughter passed away of a heart attack inside the house. Basically, they were so devastated that they reached out to people claiming to be psychic mediums. They actually weren't psychic mediums. They opened up a total of 11 portals inside this house and invited spirits and entities from all different kinds of dimensions.
Well, I think there are certain pieces of evidence that there is an afterlife.
Resurrection of the dead is affirmed pretty clearly in the Talmud and the Midrash.
To be honest with you, to give this lecture is a nightmare. If it was up to me, I wouldn't. There's going to be some graphic details.
This place is a maze.
The person after death went to a place called Sheol.
This is by far the largest near-death experience study that has ever been conducted.
People go to a place and they experience weird things. And sometimes they actually will see a character of some type. Well, where did that come from?
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
They may describe feeling profoundly peaceful, seeing a bright, warm, welcoming light. Some people describe watching doctors and nurses working on them with incredible accuracy.
Next thing I knew, I was above my body watching the operation.
How long did you feel like you were gone?
I went to a place of timelessness. And so what that means, it could have been a second, could have been 5 minutes. I don't know.
Can you imagine waking up from your sleep and not being able to move?
As I'm lying there, I realized that there's an evil presence next to me.
Do you believe that angels, demons exist?
Holy shit, get out of here! Oh my god, dude!
Strange things keep happening. Bizarre nightmares, as if I'm on fire.
Whoa, what the hell is this? Man, I've got bad chest pain.
Satan's Hollow is what it's called, the portal to hell.
Some people calling it an eye of fire, while others said it looked like the portal to hell opening up.
And the next thing I know, I was outside of my body, looking at my body.
What I'm going to do is called claromancy, the art of throwing lots or throwing bones.
2,000 years of experience, passed down, recorded, of how demons work.
God has them all on a leash, and he lets the leash go enough to let them tempt us, because that's what makes us spiritually stronger.
I'm trying to be as graphic as possible so you understand what we're talking about.
It's your ticket to reality. It's your ticket to freedom. It's your ticket to immortality.
Is there an afterlife? Is there a
It's
God?
the type of information that can keep you away from the outside.
What happens to us after we die?